Well, good afternoon to everybody. Um, Welcome to a new session. Taking into account that this is going to be just, how can I say this? One of the last classes that we're going to have. We're going to have this class. The next one is going to be June the 4th. And then we're going to have a class during June the 11th, in which we are going to present the exam, I think, I'm wrong. And next week, that is going to be June the 18th, you're going to have your grades. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to share my screen for me to show you some of the documents you're going to take into account here. um, yes, basically it's going to be like that. Okay, cool. Talking about the exam is going to be just divided into two aspects. I don't know if you have talked with your teacher in French, but if not, I'm going to talk to you um, about this right now. Okay. I forgot. Do you have classes, or did you have classes with Professor Marian Diaz?
Video.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, yesterday or Tuesday?
Yesterday.
Okay, so she talked to you about the way in which the exam is going to be done, right?
Yes, she already explained the exam.
Okay, very good. So what I will what I would like to tell is going to be just that the exam is going to be just divided into the teachers or the students that have been logged into the English part, and those in the French part. So everyone is going to do damn it, um, two different activities, right? Those in French, and those in English. Okay. Well,
Right.
so with that criteria established, okay, I'm going to see right here who are here. So Leonardo, Viviana, Brunel, Viviana Hernandez, Camila Leal, Gina Hernandez, Juan Carlos, I think, Leo Duran, Lina Calderon, Paola Segura, Ricardo Cáceres, Sandra. Junior is not here, and the other one that I don't see is this girl, Camila Carvajal. So, well, okay. So the thing that we're going to take into account, or the aspect that we're going to take into account here for the class, is going to be just related to this aspect. Number one, that is going to be the written part. What is going to be just the planning, okay? So in which you're going to put your name, the date, the communicative objective, right? So in which you're going to talk about, for example, what is going to be the objective. So with the competence you're going to work with. So in this case, for example, you want let me correct this. So for example, if you're going to work with oral comprehension, this was in French, right? So if it's going to be just oral comprehension, written comprehension, grammar, vocabulary, phonetics, or culture, you decide which one you're going to work with. Okay. So based on these six aspects, you're going to choose only one. Let's say, for example, I would like to work with oral comprehension. Remember that it's going to be just listening, right? And boom, I start with this. Got it? So let's say we're going to work today with some objectives, right? So not to worry, and that's it. Okay, so the criteria and the hetero evaluation, meaning the grade that I'm going to provide, and the comments. Okay, so for example, the criteria for you to take into account here is going to be the following. Number one, coherence about the activity with the objectives. Example, the activity is going to be just related to, I don't know, let's say oral comprehension. Got it. Teaching some slangs, or yeah, some slangs. Um, yeah, teaching some slangs. Okay. So then the objective, what is going to be? You cannot say something like, to make students understand the meaning of those slangs. No, I would say something like how to put in practice or to show students the importance to use slangs inside a real context, right? So if that objective is provided or is in here, right? So there's going to be a coherence between the activity and the objectives, okay? Well, number two, activities, the sequence of the activity, right? So what is going to be
Teacher,
the sequence?
teacher,
Yes,
I'm sorry. You said the first part was something like how slangs can what?
I'm
Sorry.
just giving an example. I'm just giving an
Yeah,
example.
but could
Don't
you give
focus
it
on that.
again, please? Because
Yes, of course.
I
So for
like to have
example,
an idea. For
okay, so for
example, yeah.
example, the activity is going to be just related to learning slangs, okay? Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So let's say that I'm going to create an objective. And let's suppose that my objective is to, or one of the ideas that I would like to do is to teach or to show the importance or how to use slangs in a real context, right? So
Okay.
therefore, you have to look for material that is going to be just related to this way in which the slangs are going to be shown, right?
Okay.
So for example,
Thank you.
that's the sequence of the activity. So for the sequence of the activity, today I think we're going to work with something related to task-based learning. And yeah, we're going to work with that. And then I'm going to show you,
In
so
that
for
part,
example,
we
the
see
sequence.
the objective, the communicative objectives, or that kind of
Once
information.
again, once again, I love the
I
focus.
mean, in that part, in that slides that we're going to see today, we're going to see the competences to develop. I mean,
Yeah,
in
yeah, something like that.
the
We're going to work with that.
objectives.
Yeah, objectives, mainly objectives and
Mainly
some other
objectives.
parts here. Okay, not to worry.
Okay.
Okay, good. So here, the sequence of the activity and the sequence of the activity. For example, how to start a class. But I'm going to show you a grid right here for you to, and no, and sorry, I'm going to show you also, what is this? The class sequence, how to sequence a class, how to sequence an activity. But in this case, it's going to be just an activity. Then you're going to show the materials and the resources, which are going to be part of the annex. How is that and why do you have to use that? Because you have to show the resources, right? So if you're talking about a video, we need to know what is the video link, okay? So if you're going to talk about, for example, a grammar chart, okay, where have you taken that grammar chart? Okay, then the communicative competence. As you have to write in a very structured way the activity, right? So you have to use a C1 level in order to describe step by step all the things you're going to do, all the steps you're going to implement here in the activity. Then the last part, you're going to create this weekend, and you're going to send me that next week, right? For you to have a feedback, and that is going to be part of your grade, okay? And with that, you're going to have 5 points.
So in that order, that chart or that framework is the one that you're going to use for assess us.
Yep. Yeah, and
Okay.
you're going to what? You're going to have that framework, that grid, sorry, for you to have a guidance on how to work with. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and as everything needs to have a, well, as every written part needs to have an oral part, so therefore we're going to use this part related to a video creation of a class. Okay, so you're going to create a video in this way. So once again, you're going to use the same issues that you used in the previous grid, right, in the previous table. But this one is going to be kind of different. Why? Because we're going to work, number one, with the communicative competence, in which we're going to take into account the linguistic competence, the verbal and non-verbal aspects. Remember that we saw that as uh, linguistic,
Para,
paralinguistic, and metalinguistic elements,
yeah.
right?
Teacher,
Yep,
I'm a bit confused. The second chart is an activity, is making a class, right?
yep.
The first one is simulate an
Writing.
activity
No, it's
inside the
writing
class.
the whole class. It's planning the class. The first one is planning the class. The second one is showing what
Ah,
you
okay.
have developed, what you have planned, right?
Okay, so the first part is not a video, it's just
The
written like the
written
draft.
structure, yeah, the written structure, the planning, the planning.
Okay,
Oh,
the planning draft. Okay.
yep.
Teacher, but it's missing the another document about the planning.
Ah, yes, we're going to work with that too.
Like in French. Okay.
Not to worry, not to worry. Okay. Okay, cool. Then you're going to have the knowledge about the topic and the way in which you're going to explain that topic. Okay. Now, then you're going to show the resources and the materials, right? So in this case, for example, if you're going to use videos, if you're going to use, I don't know, video games, or you're going to use, oh, whatever. Okay. So take into account the myriad of technological resources for you to use that class or for you to create that class. Then we're going to see the sequence and the planning. So if what you have stated in the planning has been implemented in the video, right? And finally, you're going to have a simulation in which you're going to create a kind of interaction with some students. What students? Okay, there could be a what? I forgot. There could be some ideas related to how to create this class, right? So I think I'm going to stop sharing mine, and I'm going to show my face here. Give me a second, please. Okay, so for example, talking about the interaction, right? So we're going to say the following issue. Number one, let's suppose you're going to create the class, you're going to record yourself with your cell phone, and you're going to create or you're going to have that role, double role of you being the teacher and you being the student, right? So for example, in TikTok, if I'm not wrong, there have been this kind of examples and also on YouTube in which you're going to record yourselves using, for example, one shirt, right? And then you're going to use another one. I think I'm going to use it here. Got it? And let's say this is the student's role. And now you're going to use the teacher's role, right? I don't know. So I had to use this. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Now you have the teacher's role right here. And then you're going to stop the camera and record yourselves as you wish. That's going to be one alternative. The second alternative could be something like using puppets or using, I don't know, maybe toys, right? For example, you're going to explain the class and you're going to simulate the voices with the toys right here, right? So, damn it, could be not, another idea. You can use toys or you can use puppets. I don't have puppets right here, or maybe you can use I don't know, to use a sock, right? So in order to simulate that, up to you. Okay, nice. So that's going to be something like in the direction, or you're going to be as much descriptive as possible, or you're going to say, for example, one talking about being as much descriptive as possible. So you're going to tell, what is this? Which could be the expected reaction from the student. Okay. So for example, you're doing the class and say something like, okay, so here we're going to show a video about the activity, and then you're going to show a short video, 1 minute maximum, I think, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let me check right here. 2 minutes maximum. Well, 1 minute, I would say. And then after the minute, you're going to say, for example, well, what I expect about my students to do is going to be the following activity or the following issue, right? And then they're going to say, for example, okay, so students are expected to do to watch the video, and then after that, they're going to have 1 minute for them to write or to create some examples with the slangs. Okay, so I don't know, like that. So that would be one of the issues, the key aspects for us to take into account here. Okay, so that's going to be the way in which we're going to work in this part. Okay. Okay, I need to give you a reminder. So the video that you're going to create is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, no more, no less. Okay, so we're going to work with that, and that's it. Questions about the exam? There's not much heat right here. Questions about the exam? Nobody? Everything's clear? Coffee, coffee, coffee,
Teacher,
coffee.
yesterday we were talking about the another document.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 3 parts,
Yes.
but we are doing that document, but the second part we didn't understand very well, and the teacher removed that part. So you will do the same, or
Okay, I'm going to show you
we have
right
to do
here.
the second part?
This part, this one, this grid.
Yes, like the second one. The
Okay,
second.
this part, this
No, she didn't remove
Yes,
this part.
the second part. The second part.
It was only for the exercise that we have on it model, but not for the exam.
ah, okay.
Yes, but
Guys, okay, go on. Oh,
so the teacher said that if they can like talk, maybe it wasn't pretty sure that was removed or something. Like it's a discussion or something like that.
lost. Uh-huh. Remove point number 2. Okay. Well, I'm not pretty sure. Ah, this one right here. No, I'm going to use it because we're going to see some parts right here related to these skills because I need you to do it, right? This is going to be a great exercise because in the future, when you will be working as teachers, you're going to be required in order to work with this. Where's my, right? Beep, 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 beep. Right? You're going to work with this. Okay. So yeah, sorry with for my writing. But we need to do this part. And what I would like you to do is to tell what you're going to do here, right? And that's it. So, for example, taking from the what Common European Framework of Languages references, then right? So we're going to work with that way, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. So worry not. This is easy. This is not complicated. Don't see this as going to be a punishment or something complicated. No, this is easy. We're extremely easy. I'm going to show you how and why. Okay, cool. Beep, 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 beep. I want you be focused right here on this. So right here, we're going to have the observation grid. Okay. So in which we're going to say, for example, I'm going to give you, this goes for everybody. You're going to observe a class. I haven't decided if it's going to be just, sorry, in English or in Spanish, but it's going to be a basic class, which is maybe A1, A2. But if I see an excellent class in B1, I'll choose it, right? Well, then the observation date. So you're going to put, for example, when it was created, the class, the time of the class, so the length about that, for example, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 45 minutes. Trust me, I'm going to select a class, short class, right, for you to work in a better way. Okay.
But teacher, this time has to be connected with the time of the video or not?
Yes, of course. This is going to be just related to the time of the video because, for example, let's say this class is going to be around 20 minutes. Time of the class, 20, damn it, minutes. That's it, right? Observation and date. So, for example, when it was created, we're going to see, for example, a video right here of YouTube. Do you have videos right here? Yes, this one by Facebook. So, for example, this video right here. Sorry. So, when it was created, so for example, in my case, let's say, where's the information of these videos right here? Oh, this is not here. Boom, boom, boom. No. Well, somehow, somewhere, it is stated something like the what the time of the video, right? So, for example, it was like 5 months ago. But place. So let's say, for example, what is going to be the place? Place. So in this case, we're going to describe the classroom. Number one, what we can do is talking about right here the name of the YouTube channel, right? So YouTube channel named
But teacher,
after
the place is in the classroom itself.
Yes, but let me tell you how you can do it, right? So for example, ojos rojos, right? Then physical. So this is going to be just the YouTube channel in which you have taken that. Why? Because when we're working with APA is going to ask about the location of the video. So the physical location or the virtual location of the video is going to be the channel, right? So place number one. Second place is going to be, for example, the physical video, the physical environment, right? And I think the physical environment right here is going to be Africa. Okay, so let's say physical environment, I don't know, like a animal reservation in Africa, right? So it's going to be like that. So that is going to be the place. So you have to describe it over there. So where is the place? What can you see over there in the place? Example, let me watch another video about maybe the what? Got it. Here, for example. But I think I'm going to stop sharing right here. And I'm going to share it again because I need to use the sound. Okay, cool. But I have a chat here. A Safari. Okay, perfect. Yeah, a Safari. Oh, Safari is for hunting, and this is going to be for animal sanctuary. That's the name of this. For example, we're going to see this class. Okay.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Mr. Essex.
Now, today, class, we're going to learn about rhymes. Now, words rhyme when they sound the same, you know, like nose and goes. You understand?
Yes, Mr. Essex.
Good. Now, repeat after me. Nose.
Nose.
Goes.
Goes.
Nose goes rose.
Nose goes rose.
Okay, that's it, right? So, for example, how are you going to describe how are you going to describe the room? So The
They are
way for
in
you to do it, so
lines.
for example, there is going to be just desks, right? You see desks
Yeah,
right here,
in lines.
chairs, right? So for example, we're going to see that we have right here pictures, right? So this is going to be the physical, for example, shades, windows, right? And that's it. So that's going to be the physical structure of the classroom inside the video, right? So that's the thing that you also are going to describe here. Why? Because you need to know the real place in which you're going to work in the future, right? It doesn't even matter if it is going to be just the physical aspect. So for example, you're going to use only a big chair, sorry, a big desk with 4 students in the line, or for example, German, damn it, German seminar example. No, sorry, this is not. USA College Classroom. This one, for example. Guys, in 8 minutes, the class is going to, this video is going to be finished, right? So remember to log in again with the same link, okay? Okay, let's see right here.
With the students regarding a particular real world situation, either in the form of a case or something that may have happened in the real world in the recent times. What we're going to do today is talk about accounting out of control. How many of you have a decent understanding of the time value, concept of time value of money? Good. So there will be a review session that...
Okay, so what could be right here the way in which you're going to describe the physical classroom? Guys? How would you describe this classroom?
An auditorium can be.
Very good. That is going to be an auditorium, right? So in which, for example, we have computers, we have a screen, right? With a projector, could be like that,
Instead of table.
right? That's it. So that's the way that I would like you to work or to describe this part related to the place, right? Okay. And actors. So for example, which are going to be the actors? The actors right here are going to be just those inside the classroom. So for example, the teacher and the students, but we're going to talk about their origin too. So what is going to be the origin right here? So for example, if the teacher and students are from the States or are from Colombia, and which place is from Colombia, right? So we need to know the social background of our students. And that's it. Number 2, we're going to work right here with the learning objectives. What are going to be those learning objectives? So the learning objectives are going to be divided into 3 sections right here. The first one that is going to be the communicative objective, the second one, the linguistic objective, the third one, the social cultural objective, okay? So, what is this? Okay, so for example, we're going to see right here the communicative objective. So a communicative objective right here is going to be just related to expressing. Oh, I did something wrong here. Okay, so here, for example, you're going to see in which way got it right here. So in which way the language is going to be used, right? For both students and teachers to communicate their ideas, okay? So what is going to be the inputs that students are going to get, and which are going to be the outputs that students are intended to share, right? So that is going to be the way in which we're going to work with the communication objectives or communicative objectives, right? And I'm going to give you more information about those objectives today. 4 minutes. Well, the other one is going to be the linguistic objectives, but the linguistic objectives are going to be just referred, you know what? You know that, sorry, related to the structural part and the functional part of the language, right? So for example, it's going to be just related to the pragmatics. Well, pragmatics is going to be even more related to communicative objectives. So the grammar, the lexicon, the semantics, maybe the phonological, the morphological issues inside here, okay? Then we're going to have the social cultural objectives. So how to put that into the context, okay? So is that useful? It's not that useful. It's just related to the grammar part. So for example, let's see an example right here related to social cultural objectives. Here. So we have, for example, that is going to be just the interaction, negotiation, and collaboration in solving authentic problems while emphasizing learning from experience and discourse. Meaning how to create or how to implement our discourse inside a real situation in order to exchange ideas, okay? So basically it's going to be like that, but I'm just giving you right here an ice break related to this situation. Later on, I'm going to give you more ideas about that. Okay, so what happened here? Okay, cool. Now, the second part is going to be just related to the linguistic competences. This one right here, the linguistic objectives related to the linguistic competences. So we have the lexical competence. So what are you going to put in there? So what is going to be the kind of vocabulary you're going to implement here? Okay. So the lexical competences are going to be just related to linguistic competences.
To vocabulary, grammar.
Yep.
Structures.
It's easy. It's extremely easy. What is this? Here. Wikipedia. Here. Okay. So the linguistic competence, as we're all going to see right here, right, is going to be just yeah, it's going to be basically is going to be just related to, for example, the linguistic competence right here. I'm watching something else. Yeah, for example,
Teacher,
here, this
let's
one.
restart the Zoom because time is
Yeah. We're going to start. We're going to restart this again. Okay, with the same link, please. Okay.